the last one we got. This is the last one that's kind of been announced. It's Tigra. There's another He-Man and Lion-O coming out next year. Bummer. More Thundercats, less dumb He-Man variants. Now, mind you, the Battle Catman and Panthro Man are perfect. Exactly what this should be. These are a little bit uninspired, and Tigra was the my least excited for. I don't know. We'll take a look. He the armor is uninspired. Is what I want to get at. So even all of these guys, it's not like they're taking He-Man characters and giving us Thundercat versions of their armor or something. It's just like random. It just feels like random armor. Same thing as before. This one, however, they did actually give us some nifty stuff with, so that's nice. Don't usually get this. So just like the previous characters, they all have the ability to pop and swap to become regular Thundercats. So the armor that comes on them not necessarily even needed to put on, in my opinion. So this is the hyper specific thing that I'm assuming only clicks to his face, because it looks like it clicks onto his like sideburns there, and not everybody's gonna have that. So that's kind of dumb. Don't like that. At least the other guys, you could kind of put them on whoever you wanted to. Now you're kind of stuck with this is Tigra, and this is his goofy emerald armor Tigra with the goofy boots. So luckily, you could take the boots off. This was the first line that they actually put that through on. So this is him. And he does come with his cat of nine tails, which is really just three tails. But this is fabric. It is a piece of rope. And then this is, of course, not. I don't know why they couldn't have just put three pieces of rope on the end of this. Actually, only two pieces would have been needed. They would have had to have had one go here to here, and then this would have just been a continuation. You don't get an whipped one, so you can't just have him walking around with that. So that's a little bit annoying, but not the end of the world. Let's start taking this guy apart and making him actually Panthro. So there's his first Boba Fett style green armor. Whatever that is. Pop his head off. Head sculpt is pretty good. I'd have to do a side by side to see what's missing. I feel like his eyes should be a little brighter because it looks like his eyes are just part of his face color. Let's pop this out. And pop the crotch off. So this nice white crotch piece there we can use for another figure. Hey, look at that. But it does have the Thundercats logo there, which that is what it is. This is very gummy as well. This would kind of go with the also the. This is hard. This is very gummy, very strange. This whole emerald armor thing didn't really make sense to me. I feel like they're taking shots in the dark here on what people want. So this piece goes over here. And I might. No, it looks like I'll be. That doesn't feel good. There. That didn't feel good for a second there. Let's slide that on. Perfect. We're looking good. So for this, we're going to pop off the feet. And the calves. These can be kind of hard to get a grip on. Even with the feet, because I end up pulling the feet off with them. I don't like the way that feels on these newer ones. Didn't really feel like that on the old one. Taking the leg armor off, both sides. I do appreciate the using clear plastic stuff. It's fun, but yeah. So for these, you got the R. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but there's an R there. You just match the R. Kablam. This one's a little more obvious as to which one goes to where, because it's got that dot on the front. A lot of paint errors I've been noticing on these ones, so keep an eye on that, because getting that off is going to be annoying. And then, yeah, you could totally repaint this guy into Bengali or use that head for that. There's options. They don't have to go too crazy, but I would like the full Thundercats roster first, and then go into the secondary ones. Get us some Lunatics. I definitely want some mutants. His head is a little higher up, making him just a little bit taller than I would expect it to be. Not sure if that's lore accurate or whatever, but there we go. He does have his little thing. And I am just going to assume, we'll test it out, that my stands, so I'll be selling these stands as a full pack of Wave 1 and Wave 2, plus Mumra. He's going to have a different one, but this is the Thundercat stand. This fits like most of them fine. I had to make a new one for Chitara because her feet were a little too small and would just fall out of this. Yeah, this fits perfect. So most of them are going to just be this standard size. And then Mumra is bigger and Chitara is smaller. So that's good. I was holding off on printing a whole bunch of these until I got a full roster of Thundercats in hand. So now that I do, I'm going to be printing out a butt ton of these, putting them up on my website, toebetoys.com. Toebee toys. Two E's. So keep an eye out on that. Maybe I'll even be smart enough to put the link in the bio here. The most disappointing part right here, which I might make my own shield for that, because I don't like the way that looks. It does not look right. These Thundercats figures are pretty darn cool. I like what we're getting out of them. I just really feel like we're getting like 90% of what we should, and then they're just cheaping out on a couple things. It kind of bothers me, but at least we're getting the basic Thundercats in here. Wily Kit and Wily Cat, I know some people consider secondary characters. I do not. I have a couple customs that are going to be coming up. They're going to be pretty fun, and I am going to do some custom work on some goofy stuff for each of these characters too. I kind of want to take these ones and make my own crossover with them. I feel like there was better ways to do this, and we're going to see if I'm right. So keep an eye out. Follow me here, Alpha Magnus. And I will see you later. These are dope.